It's NBA action. Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Talking Stick Resort Arena in downtown Phoenix. Tonight, it's the Phoenix Suns getting set to match up with the Los Angeles Lakers. The Suns win the opening tip. They'll have it first as we get going in the desert. Here comes the screen. Deep two there, won't go. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Looking to make something happen. Caldwell Pope, guarded by CP3. Has a chance. Not done yet. Another chance. Another follow. Stays out. Taken by the Suns. Shot from the lane. Won't go. Another follow. No good. Here's Schroeder with it. He'll run the offense. Knocks it down. Off the step back.
Man, if we were at Rucker Park right now, everybody would be wilding on the court. Guaranteed.
Booker, a minute gone by here in the opening quarter. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
I know it can be demoralizing for a team not to see the ball go in the bucket, but now that the nightmare has stopped, it's time to pick up the energy.
And the Suns right there for the rebound. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
Pick up that sense of urgency. Here's a chance to break the tie.
James trying to cash in. Jumper's good.
When I played, and I see guys do this all the time, when you shoot, the target isn't the basket. The target is actually before you even go into the shot. The target are your hands defensively. If your hands are down and you give me clear vision towards the bucket, that shot's definitely going up.
Here comes the screen. Paul to Booker. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Has a look. Look out. Devin Booker missed his first. That one goes.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Schroeder matched up with Paul. Jay, Magic and Kobe each won 5 titles. How are you going to judge?
He will set himself apart. He will have won 4 championships in 3 different cities. Now, that is polarizing for some fans. That still does not take away from the overall greatness and the legacy of LeBron James.
Booker. Slam dunk, DeAndre Ayton.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
Nothing going here on that drive. James to Schroeder. LeBron James. And it's Booker who grabs the rebound. And the slam. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
Nothing going here on that drive. Here comes the screen. Here's James for 2. LeBron James. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Oh, the Suns come up with the steal.
It's early. Get a good quality shot here.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down. Los Angeles, they have it. Curling inside.
Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Chance for Paul. Step back jumper.
I don't know what halftime evaluation will be worse, the ankles or the bruised ego.
James into the front court. The score 12-8 to Drummond. Doesn't get the bounce. Booker here against Morris. Look out, Devin Booker. 2 for 3 now here in the first.
Man, he's got the defender out there tap dancing like that on national TV. That's not a good sign.
James. And he's fouled. He's going to the line for 2.
Guys like Gary Payton would always take ones early like this all the time. Number 1, to see if they'll get caught. And number 2, to leave a little mark on you to remind you that they'll be on you all game long.
Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. Here's Paul, controlling the offense to Booker. Probing the defense. Booker. Andre Drummond sends it away. Booker. Paul picked up by Schroeder. Caldwell Pope. And throws it down.
It's that easy, Ed. You never want to leave any doubt when attacking the rim.
Paul across the timeline. It's 14-12. To Booker. Nothing going here on that drive. To Booker. For 3. Message received. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Able to convert inside.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Booker.
You got the screen right.
Look out, Devin Booker. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
The pro game has really come down to PNRs. Let's see how the defense adjusts.
James against Chris Paul. Nothing going here on that drive. To James. To Drummond. Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
That was a tough shot. The guy was in your pocket. He even contested the shot. Everything was going according to plan until then.
Booker to Paul. Screen coming. Gets to the basket and scores.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Lebron into the front court. Down 2. To Drummond. Goes to the right side. Lakers down to 4 on the shot clock. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. To Booker. Look out, Devin Booker. He's now 4 for 6.
Old school equals high percentage.
Now the Lakers going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. And the rebound taken in by the Suns. Booker's shot, no good. Lebron James with a piece.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Marc Gasol with the block. Booker. The pass taken away by the Lakers. To Schroeder. And he dunks it down for 2. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Paul. And the rebound taken down by the Lakers. Kuzma to James. Not that time. Booker with it. Leads a bucket. Knocked loose. Lakers have it. To James. Marc Gasol. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Here's Paul. Controlling the offense. To Booker. Paul against Schroeder. 5 on the shot clock. Paul. Shot's no good. You have to like the confidence, but that was a difficult shot. Matthews in a matchup with Booker. To Gasol. Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Marc Gasol. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
I could see the beads of sweat forming when he had to put the ball on the ground there. You still got it, though.
Los Angeles has the basketball. To Kyle Kuzma. Scores from the post.
Ooh, did you see that? Eyes to the rim, and the rest was all net.
Paul into the front court. Shot clock off as they look to break the tie. Has a chance. Paul's shot won't go down. 17-footer at the buzzer.
Oh, out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. A good start to this one. All tied up as we start the second. To Kyle Kuzma.
Got to get through the screen. Get through it. Get through it.
Matthews to Gasol. Marc Gasol. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
I'm laughing because when you look at Marc Gasol, he's not the fastest big guy in the game. He's not the smoothest, nor is he the best shooter. But you know what he is? He's prepared and he's experienced. That's why he can get you 17 to 18 to 19 points per night or more, and you get a tough low post presence.
A pass stolen by Phoenix.
When it's a tight game, those missed opportunities on the road make it tough.
Tough move in close quarters with the crossover. Shot clock winding down. Lets it fly from long range. That out of his range and no good. Matthews to Gasol. Trying to cash in. Gasol with a look that won't go. He throws it down.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Lakers ball. To Matthews. Nothing going here on that drive. Shot from the lane won't go.
I got ball. I got ball.
DeAndre Ayton.
I told you the screen was coming. Shot going up. Box out. Box out. Shot up. Close out.
Shot won't go.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
DeAndre Ayton. Kuz at the controls. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays, no one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Defense making the ball carrier work. Marc Gasol sends it away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Knocked loose. Picked up by the Suns. Oh, highlight moves. Tough to do with the defender all over you. DeAndre Ayton. Runner here won't go. Matthews. To Kyle Kuzma. Oh, nice find for the basket. Now whistle and a timeout for Phoenix as they'll make sure they're aligned here in a 2-point basketball game. We have both squads set to make some moves right now. Marc Gasol, huge block. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Add one more to his total. Schroeder with the basketball. Down a point. A fundamental shot right there.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
Suns control the possession. And he knocks it down, Jay.
There you go, finally. Shoot your shot.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down by one. To Gasol. Knocked loose. And that'll get out of bounds. Last touch by the Suns. So it stays with the LA Lakers. Both teams tweaking their lineups. Here come some changes. Goes reverse to lay it in.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Here's Schroeder with it. They're down three. To Caldwell Pope. Oh, ferocious slam inside. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Here comes the screen. To Paul. Mikal Bridges to Paul. Beyond the arc for three. Second and a putback slam.
It's so amazing when you get a chance to see a player in his own space. It's almost as if the defense doesn't exist. He can go left, he can go right, he can attack. He's playing on that court by himself.
Here comes the screen. To Drummond. Around the perimeter. From long range. No good. To Paul. Mikal Bridges. Missed it. How'd that not go down? Schroeder with the basketball. Down three. Taken by the Suns.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
And he's fouled. Very close. Free throws coming up.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
And he connects on the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down 5. James to Caldwell Pope. No, the Suns come up with the steal. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
That was such a great job by the offensive player. Knowing that you're probably going to take some lumps here and there, but still remaining aggressive throughout the shot and getting a crack at the extra point.
Chris Paul trying to cash in on a three-point play. A career 86% from the line. One free throw, count it. It's a three-point play, and the lead up to 8. LeBron with it up top. Looking to make something happen. Caldwell Pope to James. LeBron James. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make. The maturity of one of the game's greatest on full display.
Yeah, LeBron James still proving that he can get up there with the highest of the high. But still, I love the fact that he recognizes less is more now. LeBron James 2007, every play is a dunk. Now it just happens once in a while. Enjoy the greatness.
Booker. To James. Schroeder. James. A pass stolen by Phoenix. Fires the 3 and knocks it down. Jay, the defender, tough to gamble that time beyond the arc.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Here's James with a chance. Can't connect. Into the front court, it's Booker. It's a 9-point lead. To Paul. Got it to go on the step back. Jay, he found a way. There's a sixth sense there that you just can't teach.
If you're a player on the same team with CP3, you should be taking that point guard out to dinner every single night. There's something to be said about a guard that makes the game way easier for you to be even more of an efficient offensive player.
Paul into the front court. The lead is 11. Andre Drummond able to recover with the block. Lakers at the controls right now. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
And if you're on defense on that last possession, no need to look over to the coach's bench, hold up your arms, wonder what did you do. Everybody got back. Everybody communicated. Everybody pointed. It was just better offense than there was defense.
Here's Schroeder with it. 9-point margin. Slams it home on the putback.
It's not every day that you see a 6'9", 265-pound freight train coming down the lane. You probably want to step out of the way.
Paul with it up top. He'll run the offense. Love the hustle. Sprawl down on the deck. LeBron into the front court. They trail by 7. Frank Kaminsky rejects it. They've got it now. Paul to Booker. To Paul. 5 on the shot clock for Phoenix. Here's CP3. Los Angeles, they have it. Nothing going here on that drive. Short jumper off the mark. To Paul. Booker. Shot clock coming down to 4. Down to 3. Paul. Not going down here. Across the timeline comes James. Counting down toward a minute to go in this first half. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Now Paul with the basketball. Lead stands at 7. To Booker. Knocked loose. Lakers come up with it. Caldwell Pope. Oh, Dennis Schroeder. 3 for 6 now.
I love when I get a chance to watch guys who can make more out of what they actually have in their arsenal. And that's who Dennis Schroeder is. For a guy who really can't shoot, he sure does put the ball in the bucket.
Mixing things up. Hockey line substitutions. Both teams making changes. Paul. To Mikal Bridges. A lot of contact, no whistle. That'll do it for the first half. The Suns have the lead.
Let's get right into the action here. The Suns will start the second half with a narrow lead, and they've been showing off some excellent shooting, and it's ultimately points that win games. So if they can keep this up, there's a great chance they can finish with a victory. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Phoenix Suns. The Lakers have kept it close after one half. I love the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impressed me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Los Angeles Lakers.
Game track. Steals.
That must have been a difficult half of basketball for these coaches to watch. Neither team was able to hold on to the ball, as you can see by the steals in these highlights. Still, some credit should go to the guys with the active hands.
Player of the half.
Ayton has already put together a pretty nice highlight reel for himself, and that's just after one half of basketball. He did a lot of scoring, and it probably won't stop anytime soon.
Who was cold?
Forget cold. This guy
will be happy to be lukewarm at this point. He can't seem to get anything going. Here are the top plays from the opening half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Fellas, back to you.
Tight game through the first 2 quarters as we resume play here in the third. James into the front court. The deficit now up to 5. Schroeder to James. To Schroeder. Ah, that's a 24-second violation. Paul against Schroeder. Andre Drummond swats it.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
Calls out of bounds. Last touch by Jay Crowder. Schroeder. To Drummond. Knocked loose. Picked up by the Suns.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
Paul to Booker. Nothing going here on that drive. Here comes the screen. Booker to Paul. Shot clock winding down. Paul. Andre Drummond snatching it out of the air. And they call the foul. Jay, he was there too late.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes... Ref?
LeBron James at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 73%. Misses the first. Second one goes. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Phoenix has the ball. Paul to Booker. To Paul. Here comes the screen. Paul. Oh, he had it.
Cultures have communication. Great cultures have teammates that are willing to push you to limits that maybe you didn't even see that you had. But right now, there's no leader on this team. Everybody's just going their separate ways.
Scores from the post.
This offseason, I heard so many voices, even that of the great Shaquille O'Neal, talking about how LBJ needed to submit his own legacy. Well, for LeBron, it's not about chasing external accolades. It's about hunting your own legacy, and that's to be the greatest of all time.
Old school. Backs his man down for the basket.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Booker. Here comes the screen. Look out, Devin Booker. With that, he's 5 for 9.
Bread and butter. And there are few that can do it better off the screen.
Schroeder against Chris Paul. Knocked loose. Paul across the timeline. Leads a bucket. To Booker. Here comes the screen. Paul, guarded by Schroeder. Deep two there, won't go.
And this guy's going to come out of this game with bruises all over his body like a major heavyweight fight. He took some hard fouls in the first half. That's really deterred him from being aggressive.
Paul into the front court. Our score all even in this third quarter. To Booker. Paul. Slam dunk, DeAndre Ayton. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Phoenix with it. DeAndre Ayton to Paul. Knocks it down from mid-range. He has that sixth sense that you just can't teach.
He's like a traffic cop, and he's navigating a myriad of bodies coming his way. And there's a smaller innuendo of the game that nobody talks about. When he makes a great pass, he'll tell the offensive player, shoot it, go up, dunk it. He will direct you and lead you to success.
Paul into the front court. Leads fourth. Goes to the left side. LeBron James pins it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
To Drummond. It was right there. Booker with it. Looking to make something happen. To Paul. Booker. Shot clock. It's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Devin Booker.
That reach was just about a second off. He got his hand in there a little bit quicker. That would have been a steal.
Just enough imbalance. First try at the line. No good. And he hits the second. Misses the last one. 1 for 3 trip. Schroeder with the basketball. 5-point game. That's usually one that he'll knock down. To Paul.
Big pick right there.
Nothing going here on that drive. Has a look. Schroeder with the board. Paul. LeBron James tips it.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Down 5. LeBron picked up by Booker. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Able to convert inside.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Nothing going here on that drive. Five seconds to shoot. Schroeder to James. 4-3. Can't go down. Smothering defense.
And look, sometimes you don't have it going every single night. Maybe utilize yourself as a decoy and get some teammates involved with your passing.
To Booker. Here comes the screen. Chance for Chris Paul. No good.
I love when I see a good contest. You're crowding the player's landing space, which naturally makes him worrisome about turning an ankle on that landing.
Caldwell Pope in a matchup with Booker. Not that time. To Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges with the strong finish.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Here's Schroeder with it. The margin standing now at 7. Paul with it up top. He'll run the offense. And the reward, he's going to the line.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
Chris Paul has got 2 shots coming. He's perfect from the line so far. Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2 at the line. Schroeder with the basketball. His guys down by 9. Frank Kaminsky sends it away.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Booker to Paul. He shoots. Oh, off the mark.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
And he's fouled. Very close. On the way, shooting 50%. And hits the first free throw. Two for 2 on that trip. With the rock, it's Chris Paul. Surveys the floor. Paul. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Fires the 3. Jay Crowder is going to get a chance at 3 here. For his career, 79% at the line. First one goes down. Knocks down the second free throw. Takes advantage of the line. To Kyle Kuzma. And buries it. Jay, they'll take that any day.
Hand down, man down. You got to get up and contest the shot.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense.
I got him.
Defense making the ball handler work. Short jumper off the mark. To Kyle Kuzma. Matthews.
Screen.
To Gasol. Paul the rebound. Paul over to the right side. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. To Paul. Going to launch. Beyond the arc. He engulfed him that time.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Count the basket.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
To Paul. Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Los Angeles has the basketball. To Matthews. Screen coming. Matthews to Gasol. Down low. Knocked loose. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
Nothing going here on that drive. Marc Gasol with a piece.
Just incredible timing on that swap.
Matthews. Here comes the screen. To Matthews. 5 to shoot for Los Angeles. Kyle Kuzma. Shakes free and hits.
I love the pure confidence on that jumper. He takes that three despite the defender being right in front of his face. That's borderline disrespectful.
That misses with 2 seconds to go. 3 quarters down. The Suns have the lead. It'll be Suns basketball as we begin the 4th quarter, and they'll be looking to finish strong.
And when you play stingy defense on one end, the other end takes care of itself.
Five on the shot clock for Phoenix. Knocks it down off the step back.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
To Drummond. Kuzma to Matthews. Short jumper stays out.
Your contest was great because of your proximity to the player. You forced his follow-through to be cut short, which made him short-arm the shot.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
Here comes the screen. To Kyle Kuzma. Yes, Wesley Matthews. It's been a quiet night. Only 3 attempts, but he makes that one stick.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Screen coming. The Suns with 4 to shoot. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Rebound Drummond. To Matthews. To Drummond. The big fella, Andre Drummond. He's 3 of 5, 60% shooting from the field.
You've heard it before. Slow and steady wins the race. This approach might be working out after all.
Scores from the post.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. And the reward, a couple of shots at the line.
The game is too tight for you to be taking risks like that. You want to avoid foul trouble at all costs.
Wesley Matthews at the line for 2 shots. For his career, 82%. Can't connect on the first free throw. Second one's good. Splits the pair. Here's Paul. Brings it up the floor. To Booker. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal.
Tonight, it may not cost you, but in a playoff game, it will.
Here's a chance from long range. To Drummond. Down low for Kuzma. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
It just seems like nobody can stop him but him. Once he's found his offensive swag, that boy's deadly.
Into the front court, it's Booker. 2-point advantage. To Paul. Down to 5 on the 24. It's Paul for 2. The follow won't go either. For 3. That won't go. Kuzma to Drummond. Has a chance. Drummond can't connect. Now Paul with the basketball. Leads a bucket. The pass taken away by the Lakers.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in 1st and 2nd grade. Is called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you will be able to stop a great passing team.
Kyle Kuzma. Oh, that's how it's done.
Yeah, and what we're seeing is a brilliant offensive display. You have ball movement, player movement, and great shooting to top it off. You get those 3 things going, you're going to be a dynamic offensive unit.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Look, there was barely any contact on that last play. I agree with the ref's no call. Let him play.
Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
This is where I go back into player mode. If a dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
New blood coming in for both sides. Paul picked up by Schroeder to Mikal Bridges. To Paul. Lets it fly from long range. He still can't find his range from deep. It's no good. Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Leads one. It's James. And he buries it. Jay upping the ante from beyond the arc.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
With the rock, it's Chris Paul. And his foot was on the line. It's going the other way. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. Here's Schroeder with it. Leads 4. To Kyle Kuzma. Knocks it down from mid-range.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Hey, big screen right there, big screen.
To Paul. And he drains it. When you look at playmakers in the last decade plus, what sets Chris Paul apart?
He always puts you in a position to succeed. He leads because he's vocal, and when he directs and he guides, there is nobody better at the position than CP3.
Another follow, still no good. It's Suns ball. Mikal Bridges. Oh, good defense by the Lakers. They come away with the steal. To Gasol. Rises for the slam. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ball game.
DeAndre Ayton. And the rebound belongs to Phoenix. To Paul. Mikal Bridges with the strong finish. Jay, I'm surprised he had a chance to wrap him up.
Well, you're not the only one surprised. This guy is not a good free throw shooter. You never let him have an easy bucket. If anything, make him earn it at the charity stripe.
Schroeder with the basketball. They lead it. 4-point game. Gets it in the left corner. Beyond the arc for 3. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
Just because someone is listening to you doesn't mean that they actually hear you. At the end of the game, when players get tired, they listen to what the assignment was, but they didn't hear what it was.
Across midcourt, it's Schroeder. Leads just a point. No, the Suns come up with the steal. To Paul from long range. Chris Paul is going to get 3 shots here. Hasn't missed yet. Off the mark on the first free throw. It's the second. One more coming. No good. 1 for 3 on that trip. To James. Kuzma. Paul across the timeline. All tied up. Just underway in this 4th quarter. Working the outside. Paul to Mikal Bridges. Shot clock violation. Some lineup changes now for both clubs. James to Schroeder. It's LeBron. Able to convert inside.
2 points. Take them any way you can get them.
Here's Paul, controlling the offense. Sizing up the defense. Paul trying to cash in. Crowder shot off the mark.
See, I don't like that shot right there. Pass the ball, get the defense moving, maybe set a hard screen, roll to the rim, see the ball go in a couple of times before you settle for a mid-range jumper that's contested.
Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
To Paul. No good. Knocked loose. Here's Schroeder with it. Looking to make something happen. Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
Paul into the front court. His guys trail now by 4. Wide open look, won't go.
This game is all about the small victories, though. The execution on that play was on point. You keep executing like that, those shots are going in eventually.
James to Drummond. Big finish at the rim.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Paul to Mikal Bridges. Andre Drummond with the block.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Chris Paul is going to get a chance at 3 here, shooting 66% in this contest. First one, count it. Second and 3 is good. Almost settles for a 2-0-3 trip. LeBron into the front court. He'll run the offense. Knocked loose. Taken by the Suns. Flushes it home.
Well, look, you can't be caught flat-footed on defense. You need to be on the balls of your feet, especially in transition. You have to jab at that guy with the ball, hedge at him. Make him think that maybe you will take him. Maybe you'll fan out to a defender on the perimeter, but still keep him guessing. But when you don't do that, that's easy money.
Schroeder with the basketball. Lead is 2. Stuffs it down with authority. Gotta love the rim rockers.
Gotta be careful, though. Don't hang on the rim too long. You might get a tee.
Paul into the front court. Trailing by 4. Booker. Nice pass to set things up.
In the paint, you need to finish just like that.
LBJ. Takes stock of the floor. Here's James. Knocks it down off the step back. Now whistle. We'll get a timeout from Phoenix. It's their first of the final 3 minutes. That leaves them with one more chance to stop the clock before the buzzer sounds. Guarded by Schroeder. That misses with a second to go. The Lakers get the victory as they win this one by 4. For Jay Williams and all our crew, I'm Ed Cohen saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Lakers emerged victorious after a tight finish. And whenever the game seemed to start slowing down, they came up with a block that would ignite everyone. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Los Angeles loss. The way they shot the ball was outstanding. But even still, it wasn't enough to get the result they wanted. More often than not, you're going to win games when you shoot the ball as well as they did here today.
Game track. Field goals.
This was a matchup in which solid shooting was prominently on display. I definitely enjoyed it. Like I'm loving enjoying all of these highlights right now. Great job of effective, efficient scoring from these squads.
Player of the game.
LeBron James could not have been more impressive in this game. The way he scored the basketball looked like he was playing with kids in high school.
Who was cold?
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show. Time now for the top plays of the game.
Number 2. Number 1.
This has been a presentation of ESPN on EA Sports. Until next time, I'm Jalen Rose, signing off.